Hey, this is Brett from WPThemeSpeed, and today we're going to take a look at how to get your own personal domain mapped over from a WordPress.com subdomain. So what we're going to do is we're going to log into WordPress.com, and I'm logged in right now. You can log in yourself. Once you get here, just to make sure you're in the right spot, come up in the upper left-hand corner and click My Sites. Now, I'm already there. This is what I'll see on this particular page. I'm looking at a blog on WordPress.com that I don't really use anymore. There's no activity, but I'm going to use this as an example of how to map a domain over. So if you happen to come in and you happen to have multiple WordPress.com sites, there's a little button here that you can switch sites and choose a different site if you need to. In this case, I'm looking at the one that I want. And once you get here, you'll need to scroll all the way down to the lower left-hand corner. You'll see a button in the menu called Domains. Click that, and you may see something slightly different, but this is what I see, and I'll explain what it is that we're looking at. This is essentially an area where we can perform a couple of different upgrades with WordPress.com. In this case, they are suggesting that I might be interested in buying some domain names through them, and they give me the suggestion of what's available and the amount per year that it would cost. If I buy it through them, they will automatically then map my blog from, which is currently brettbaum.wordpress.com, over to brettbaum.com or brettbaum.me if I wanted to choose the second one. That's not what I'm going to do here, but you could definitely do that if you see a domain name that you already, or that you think you would like or would want. If you don't, or if you already have a domain name that you purchased or registered elsewhere, that's where the third option comes in. Now, some people will see what I'm seeing. It'll say something along the lines of already own a domain, and then the smaller text that says map this domain to use it as your site's address. And I'm looking at a price of $13 per year. That would be paid to WordPress.com. That's not the registration of the domain. That's just the price to run my own domain through WordPress.com. Some of you may already have a plan or two in place with WordPress.com, and this might be free. It might be included in your other plan, so there may not be a price here. So our next step is to, if we have our domain name, and that's what this tutorial is going to focus on, people that have their domain name, we would come in and we click the Map It button, and we'd enter a domain name. And I'm just going to put in a test site. I won't walk all the way through this. And we'll click Add. And at this point, we would provide our payment information, pay either through a credit card or using PayPal, and check out. Now, what happens when we go through this whole process is WordPress will go through and they will convert everything on the site from a subdomain link to a full domain link, a link that you would own. And I'll kind of try and give you a quick example. So this particular site that I have, there's only 2 posts there. And basically they say that way back in 2008, this particular blog moved. And this was before domain mapping was even possible. And so I did it the old-fashioned way and just kind of left a note on the site saying this is where you can find the new place. But there are actual blog articles on here. There's a test article, and there's that old article from 2008. So if I click on one of these and I look in my address bar, we'll see up here in the top that my web address in WordPress.com is brettbaum.wordpress.com. Then it has the year of the post, the month that the post was made in for that particular year, and the day. And then it has some text that creates what's called the permalink or the slug in WordPress speak. And this usually is derived from the title of the blog article. And that's it. Now, once WordPress goes through and they map the new domain that I provided them, something that I've registered elsewhere, instead of saying brettbaum.wordpress.com, if I'd used test.com, which I'm sure is not available, it would then look like this at the end of the day. And it would look like that for every single link that I have on my site for WordPress.com. All my categories would have that new link, all my blog articles, all my media library images, tags, you name it. Anything that previously had that brettbaum.wordpress.com would now say test.com after WordPress finishes the mapping. In the old days, that could take a week or two. These days, they can do it a lot faster, but you will want to make sure that it's finished. The point of this is, and we're creating this video tutorial in part for people that are also looking to move from WordPress.com to anywhere else and self-host their WordPress site. This allows you to get the redirects set up through WordPress.com such that Google can find the new links for your new domain, and that link juice can pass from your old subdomain type of website, the thing that was on WordPress.com with the WordPress.com address, and get sent over appropriately to that new domain name. So there you have it. All you have to do, just a quick refresher, go into the WordPress admin area, make sure you're on the right site, click on domains, and then come down here and click on the map it item if you own a domain. If you do not own a domain, you could purchase one of their suggestions, or if you wanted to search out some new domain, you could do that as well. And you could then purchase a domain name and register that through WordPress if you found one this way that you liked. I would highly encourage people that are interested in supporting WordPress and the company behind it, Automatic, to maybe consider this. These aren't the cheapest prices for domain names. You can definitely find lower prices, but at the same time, this is a great way to give back to the community and help keep WordPress moving forward and fueled and doing some great things. And if you do want to save money on the domain name, you can simply come down here and map it. So you can compare the prices, figure out the best value for the money. There's $18 or $25 isn't a bad value whatsoever, especially since they're including the mapping. If you had to do this work, the mapping, the SEO work, all the 301 redirects and things like that for a large blog, that could be many hours of work, could be some high-level stuff that you might have to study up on or even hire a professional for. It could be a whole lot more expensive than $13 or $25. It could be in the hundreds. For extremely large sites, thousands of pages, it could be a lot more than that. So this is a very good value, and highly recommend that you consider it. If you have any questions, please leave us a reply either on YouTube or in the blog article if you find this particular video embedded in a blog article for the series that we're working on for migrating from WordPress.com to GoDaddy Managed WordPress Hosting.